Hello and welcome to the Rocky Mountain Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. We're really excited that you're with us tonight to learn about 6 great schools. I have a few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. You can direct your questions to a specific school or schools by including the name with your question, or you can leave a question for all of our representatives to answer about their programs, their majors, or whatever it is that you're curious to learn more about. Your camera and your microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. That's why that Q&A button is really important. This is just one of many different sessions that are happening, so we hope that you have already signed up for more, and if not, you still can head to the same website where you initially registered, strivescan.com/RMACAC to sign up for more. This presentation is being recorded, as are all presentations. They'll be available within about a week at that same website where you registered, strivescan.com/RMACAC. So you can check this out, again, share it, or learn more and watch other sessions to learn more about great schools. All right, well, I'd now like to welcome and turn it over to our first school that we'll be hearing from tonight. It's going to be Sewanee University of the South.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Shira Burnett, admission counselor here at Sewanee. I'm going to be giving a lot of my information today through a video. It's actually held by and hosted by one of my colleagues, Taylor Baird. She and I jointly manage this territory. And so this is a great opportunity for you to see at least one of the admission counselors that you will be working with throughout this entire process. But just to kind of situate you guys geographically, where Sewanee is located, we're about 45 minutes from Chattanooga in Tennessee, and about an hour and 20 minutes south of downtown Nashville. But we are situated on 13,000 acres, and you can really start to see that through this, the start of this video that I have queued up here. And so with that, we have a lot of different opportunities for students to engage in the outdoors, whether that's recreationally through the many lakes and caves and trails that we have in campus, but also academically as well, being that things like environmental studies and sustainability are some of our most popular programs. But I'll put my email address in the chat, so if you guys have any questions, I'm happy to have a conversation with you after this event, but also feel free to use that Q&A feature as well. But with that, I'll go ahead and start this video just so you guys can get a much larger overview of campus and be able to see it as well.
I'm a graduate of Sewanee, and I currently work in the Office of Admission. And I get to tell you a little bit about my home for the past 10 years. You might be thinking, Sewanee, the University of the South. What does that entail? Well, the University of the South is so much more than a campus that we had to create new words for it. It's the mountain. It's our home on the Cumberland Plateau. It's the domain, situated between Nashville and Chattanooga. It's a working farm, a 13,000 acre forest, a natural playground with trails to hike and rocks to climb. But above all, it's a community. That's Sewanee. And it's a place that I hope you'll consider calling home one day too. The domain is where we live, eat, research, recreate, reflect, and compete. I mean, 30% of our students are scholar athletes competing on one of our Division III varsity athletic teams. It's a lot, and we like it that way. Our university motto, Eke Quam Bonum, or EQB, ensures that we push each other and appreciate each other while dwelling together in unity. You'll be sharing Sewanee with about 1,700 other 17 to 22-year-olds and the broader community, so there's rarely a dull moment here. While we're nestled in Tennessee, you're still going to be encouraged and expected to engage with the global community. We want you to address global issues and engage in a way that connects Sewanee with the rest of the world. This is a place where everybody stands up for what they think and for what they believe in. That dialogue across difference and that true discourse is the environment that we strive to cultivate. For example, we have deep roots with the Episcopal Church, but we know that it's important to create a healthy interfaith environment here for students as well. With the combination of intellectual rigor and community, Sewanee will help you figure out who you are. As an institution, we've been exploring who we've been and who we are. We want to model that for students, that you're exploring those questions, that asking questions and seeking solutions is commonplace. You can do that at Sewanee because your professors are teachers and mentors first and researchers second. We believe in educating the whole person through the liberal arts education. That's what happens when you engage with your professors. You get out into the field and you wrestle with the questions that the world hasn't figured out the answers to yet. It's in that process that you will enhance your studies, hone your skills, and increase your postgraduate prospects. In hoping that you'll engage that way, we've made a commitment to you, the Sewanee Pledge. And the commitment is simple. We pledge to provide funding for a summer internship or research opportunity during your time at Sewanee. We also pledge that you'll be able to make global connections by providing access to a semester-long study abroad program at no additional tuition cost. And finally, we pledge that you'll graduate in 4 consecutive years with at least one major. If you do not, you can study for an additional year at Sewanee and no additional tuition cost. At Sewanee, if you give your best in good faith, we will honor that dedication and effort. You won't even have to compete with graduate students for these opportunities, and in many cases, worry about the funding that make them possible. Sewanee believes in access as much as we do excellence, which is why we're committed to meeting 100% of demonstrated financial need for all admitted first-year students. We also recognize academic achievement, so in addition to need-based aid, we do offer academic scholarships as well. Our goal is to accept the most talented students for whom Sewanee is the best choice, and then to provide the financial aid package that makes it possible for you to enroll here. That's the Sewanee lens. We want to find strong fit students and guide you through the search and application process. Sewanee is a common application school and there's no fee to apply. We also know that test scores aren't always the best indicator of a student's academic success. And that's why at Sewanee we're test optional. That allows you to choose to submit the ACT, SAT, or no scores at all. So if you're ready to take this journey and opt into this experience, I hope you'll choose to apply to Sewanee. I can't wait to see how you'll make this place your home and bring your perspective to our community.
All right, so I hope that gives a pretty good overview of what we're about and also get some visual images of what Sewanee looks like. But if you want to reach out to us, you can definitely feel free to look at our website at sewanee.edu, and I'll also put in my email address in the chat if you guys have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shira, for sharing more about Sewanee, the University of the South. All right, we're going to be heading to our next school, University of Louisville.
Excellent. Hello, everyone. I am V. Alidema with University of Louisville. I am based in Los Angeles, California, and work with students from all Western US. I also would like to share a quick video with you to showcase a little bit more about the University of Louisville. Enjoy.
You walk in here and you don't know where you fit, but there are people from everywhere, and everyone's looking. For friends, for fun, for their future. Jock, geek, troublemaker, nerd, blah, blah, blah. Forget your high school labels. Here, you'll live in a diverse world of individuals. The University of Louisville's student body is representative of the state, the country, the entire giant planet. Starting now, you get to define you. No, you've got the R all wrong. With more than 200 majors available, we definitely have your major. Before you graduate, you'll go to more than 1,200 classes. And you'll traverse a park-like campus cultivated with more than 220 years of history. There's also lots of opportunities for internships, co-ops, international study abroad, and research programs to layer your education. U of L is about much more than academics. Explore the things you love. Join a club, volunteer in the community, get active in student government, start a study group for one of your classes. The residence halls are a great place to bond with new friends. Almost everyone loves their first roommate. Almost. But don't roost in your room too long. We've got state-of-the-art workout facilities, a variety of intramural sports, and other fitness clubs that make it easy to stay active. Stop, that R is still not quite right. Back up. Rubbing the toe of the thinker during finals week will bring you good luck on your exams. On the other hand, don't step on the cardinal bird. It's bad luck. Very bad luck. You're leaving the nest to explore new boundaries, but don't be confined by the boundaries of campus. Louisville is a vibrant city full of culture, music, parks, sports, and great food. So get ready to settle in and learn how to throw what you know, because by the time that you leave the University of Louisville, you'll be ready to When you become an insider here, you're ready to make an impact out there.
All right, hope you enjoyed that. Whoops. All right, so some reasons why students choose University of Louisville is because we are a great value. We're a medium-sized Carnegie Research University that's accessible, affordable, with automatic scholarships, internship opportunities at Fortune 500 companies, not only in Louisville, but across the US, engineering co-ops, which pay an average of $34,000 before students even graduate the university. And we're also very lucky to have our own dentistry school and law school with the direct entry, as well as our own medical school and university hospital system. We were very well prepared to handle a big crisis like COVID-19. We are one of only 13 universities in the US with a CDC laboratory. We were able to utilize the medical expertise in our campus to invite students back to campus safely for not only visits, but also in-person classes. We are located in the suburb of Louisville, 10 minutes away from downtown, walking distance from a famous Churchill Downs, where the famous Kentucky Derby will take place here soon. We have been named the most beautiful campus in Kentucky, and we are a residential university with ample housing options, and we're building even more options right now. We are in a tree-lined campus, which is very compact and walkable, and end-to-end, it'll take students about 15 minutes total. And this is where the Cardinals eat. You'll notice how compact and close by the residence hall to the restaurants at the very important Starbucks. All right, so these are some of our unique majors. We are an excellent school for pre-professional studies. To the left, you'll see some popular majors across the board. I would say for students from Western US, the majority of students are coming for our STEM programs, which is our engineering, nursing, and business. But we also do notice quite a bit of students coming in for sports administration, which is number 3 in the nation. If you want to visualize some of the programs, you can go to our website and search our catalog for flight plans. You have 216 options to choose from, but if you're not sure exactly what you want to major in, you're welcome to come in as undecided. And we do have all the resources to support you to still graduate in 4 years while you're exploring to find the proper major for you. We are test optional for fall of 2022. Stay tuned if you are interested for additional years, but you are welcome to also, if you are applying test optional for our STEM programs, we do have a direct path for test optional students for those as well. So no need to worry. And you can apply directly via Common App or on our website. And all you need is your application, your high school transcript, test scores if you have them, student involvement resume if you don't have test scores, and $25 application fee. And you certainly can come and visit from anywhere. We do have virtual options as well as in-person visits. This is my contact information. Thanks so much for your attention, and go Cards.
So much, V, for sharing the University of Louisville. We're moving on to our 3rd school, and we're heading to Clemson University next.
Sorry about that.
Oh, good. I'm glad you caught that. I was just going right back on microphone. Like, Norma,
What? All right.
2020, 2021, we all know.
Right. It's been quite a year.
Zoom life.
Aside from my slide mishap, good evening, everyone. My name is Norma DeLuna, and I am an admissions counselor here at Clemson University. So to give you guys some information about Clemson, we are a mid-sized university located in the upstate of South Carolina. We're about 3 hours from the beach and about 2 hours from Charlotte and Atlanta in terms of students looking at flight options going to and from home. But to give you guys an idea of the students that we have on campus, we have a little over 25,000 students, but 20,000 are going to be at that undergraduate level. So you see students that are commonly chosen majors among our applicants. So those are the top 10 majors. We do have 80 degree programs and 120 minors to accompany those as well. Now, to give you guys an idea, we get about 29,000 applications, and of those applications, we get a little over 17,000 admitteds that are sent out. Now, for our SAT, ACT scores, we do super score both of them, and we take the middle 50% of those scores. But that is just giving you an idea of how competitive we've been in the past. And in no way do I want anyone to feel discouraged from applying just because of your test score, because we take a holistic review when reviewing our applicants. We're going to look at your majors. As you see, it gives you an idea of the most popular majors that we have on campus. Your test scores, as you see, there's a range right there on that slide there. And we look at your GPA, your class rank, and the rigor of your courses. So we want to see that not only are you challenging yourself in the classroom, but you are successful in the classes that you're challenging yourself in. Ultimately, every high school is different, but a lot of competitive transcripts are going to show those AP, IB, dual enrollment honors courses. Now, you can apply to Clemson in 3 different application platforms, and we don't have a preference as to which application you use to apply to Clemson. We have a Clemson-specific application. You can apply via the Common App or the Coalition app. Now, there is some important application information in terms of deadlines when it comes to Clemson admissions. We don't do any kind of early action, early decision. You just become a priority applicant. So what does that mean for you guys? Well, that just means if you apply by December 1st and get all your material in by December 31st, you will then be under automatic consideration for any merit-based aid Clemson has to offer, and you'll be guaranteed an admissions decision by mid-February. So that kind of already gives you an idea of when to expect an admissions decision from our office. Another thing to keep in mind is that we are an R1 research institution, so you can start research as soon as your freshman year, and it can be within or outside of your major, whether it is research or creative inquiry. We do have a 16:1 student to faculty ratio, and I really want to point out that 83% 6-year graduation rate. No, that doesn't mean Clemson is so hard that it's going to take you 6 years to graduate, but in the case that you decide to do a cooperative opportunity or an internship, that might add a little extra time to your pathway throughout your 4 years at Clemson. Now, aside from the academic aspect of things, we do have 550 clubs and organizations. And a lot of those rankings that you see there, number 3 for intramural sports, number 4 for students pack the stadiums. Call me biased, I think that should be number 1, but we'll talk about that some other time. But those 550 student clubs and organizations, that student life definitely contributes to that. One thing for sure is that Clemson is most definitely not a backpack school or a suitcase school where students are just packing up and leaving on the weekend. There's always something going on campus, and you can make Clemson however big or however small you want it to be, whether you're joining all the clubs, creating one on your own, or choosing the ones that just fit your interests. But one final thing that I really want to highlight in ways that you're going to be supported at Clemson is our career services. Now, we are consistently highly ranked, whether this is number 1 or number 2, in which we are going to guarantee that 96% of our graduates will already have a job, find employment, or will go to grad school within 6 months of graduation. We prepare you in the outfits that you're going to wear in those jobs, the resumes, even mock interviews, and provide career fairs, whether you're an undergrad looking for an internship or it's your senior year and you're looking for employment after graduation. Definitely something to take advantage of, and you have access to it up to a year after you graduate Clemson. Now, I wish I could go on and on with all information Clemson, but I do want you guys to stay in contact. I'll put my information in the chat after this, but definitely reach out via our admissions email that you see there. Give us a call or check our admissions website. There you can take a virtual tour where you'll get more in-depth information and no slide mishaps. That's not going to happen, unlike what you saw tonight, as well as other information in terms of finding your assigned counselor and just creating those connections so we can help you in any way that we can and be a resource to you guys. But thank you guys for hearing me out, and I hope you all have a great night.
Thank you so much, Norma, for sharing Clemson University with everyone. All right, so we've heard from 3 great schools. We have 3 more to go. Up next, we've got the University of Richmond. And I just want to remind all of our attendees that we do have that Q&A button, so you can ask a question about the admissions process, majors, out-of-class experiences, anything that you want to get a little more information on tonight. It's a great way to personalize it. And now I'm going to turn it over to Amanda to begin presenting on the University of Richmond.
Thanks so much, and good evening. My name is Amanda Gerhardt. I'm Senior Assistant Director of Admission at the University of Richmond. The University of Richmond is a private liberal arts college in Richmond, Virginia. A little bit more about our location. While Richmond is the capital city of Virginia, you can see that we're not an urban campus, so we have a very green, beautiful campus for our students to enjoy. We're about 2 hours south of Washington, D.C. We are also tucked very nicely between the Blue Ridge Mountains in the west and the Virginia beaches in the east as well. So very fortunate to have a beautiful landscape for our students to enjoy. As far as our size, we have about 3,000 undergraduate students. So we like to think of ourselves as a big, small school, but maintain a really small and intimate classroom experience for our students. Our average class size is only 16 students, with a majority of our classes under 30. We want you to be having a hand in your learning in the classroom, engaging with your professors and your peers. So very discussion driven. You will certainly be known and have a voice in that environment. We are also highly residential. 90% of our students live on campus all 4 years. And I think it's important to note that this statistic is for students that are choosing to live on campus. Housing is not required on campus at any point during your studies. So our students are choosing to make Richmond their home. They like to be close to their classes, to their professors, to the dining hall, perhaps most importantly. So again, really building a sense of community on our campus. We also do meet 100% of demonstrated need for all admitted students. And as well as this, we're also need blind. So your financial situation or standing is not going to play a role in our admissions decision. And we have a commitment to make sure that Richmond is affordable for students and families as possible. As far as our programs, when you apply to the University of Richmond, you apply to the university as a whole, and you declare your major or majors at the end of your 2nd year. As a liberal arts college, many of our students have very ambitious academic interests. They are majoring, double majoring, having a major and a couple of minors. So there's lots of opportunity to explore a whole range of academic interests. Most of our programs are within our School of Arts and Sciences, with some of our most popular programs being biology, political science, and global studies. But business is also very popular. So it's unusual, again, to have a School of Business in a liberal arts college where you can get a degree in something like accounting or finance. So that's quite a popular option. And lastly is our Jepson School of Leadership Studies. This was the first of its kind in the country. It's something we're quite well known for. And this is an opportunity for students to learn and develop those soft skills. What types of skills are necessary to be able to lead in the future, lead now? How do you move people towards success in whatever field or industry you choose? But of course, the learning doesn't end in the classroom. We're very, very committed to hands-on experiential learning for our students. We do this through the Richmond Guarantee. And the Richmond Guarantee is a promise that every single student will receive up to $4,000 at least once to fund a summer research or internship opportunity. And this is really important to note because this means that there is no such thing as an unpaid internship as a Richmond student. If a company, if an organization can't pay you, we're going to pay you instead. We want you to say yes to every great opportunity that comes your way and make sure, again, that is financially accessible to you. In addition to research and internships, we send just under 70% of our students abroad. A Richmond student is a global scholar. They know that cross-cultural competencies are extremely important. We send our students abroad all over the world, short-term, long-term, and even more than once. Lastly, our students are very involved outside of the classroom, building that community, as I said, on our campus with 180 plus student clubs and organizations. It's also important to note we do have Division I athletics on our campus. So being a small school, we're very fortunate to have D1 sports. very proud Richmond Spiders. We are the spider mascot, the only spider mascot in the country, and our students love to get out to the games, all at no cost to students. We are very fortunate to be in a beautiful landscape, and we are open for in-person visits for the summer. So if you're interested in the area on the East Coast, we would love to have you see our campus in person. But of course, we also have really robust virtual visit opportunities. And our students, once they leave our campus, are really well prepared for success. 96% of our students are employed or are furthering their education within 6 months of graduation because of our top-ranked Career Services Center, and again, those fantastic hands-on opportunities to build a resume. I do want to touch as well upon our scholarship offerings. While we meet 100% of need, we're also very fortunate to offer merit scholarships for applicants. If you apply before December 1 of your senior year, you're going to be automatically considered for the full range of merit scholarships, our Richmond Scholars, which is full tuition, room and board, as well as our Presidential Scholarship, which is 1/3 tuition. So with that, I want to share my contact information. I know that was quite a bit to digest. Always happy to be in contact with students as they further explore Richmond, and hope we have an opportunity to see you on campus soon.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Amanda, for presenting on the University of Richmond today. All right, for our next school, we're heading out to Oklahoma and Langston University.
Hello, everybody. I'm Kyle Gregory. I'm a 2000 graduate of Langston University. I went to law school afterwards. Langston did a lot for me. I marched in the band. I was on the quiz bowl team. If you get involved at your college, you're going to love your experience. Now, with that being said, I'm now the McCabe Honors Program Coordinator and a recruiter. But let's talk about Langston itself. Did you know that Langston University has been around 10 years before Oklahoma was even a state? We're the only historically Black college in the state of Oklahoma, and we've been breaking down barriers to education. One key thing you'll hear about throughout this presentation is accessibility. Affordability, accessibility, opportunity. So you see here, we have a 2.99 average grade point average, no minimum test scores. We are an 1890 land grant institution, and that means we have access to even more grant money, especially for those of you aspiring to do anything in the agriculture field, animal science, etc. We also have small classes, an 11-to-1 student to teacher ratio. Housing-wise, you get your own private room from the beginning. We also have traditional dorms if you really want to cut costs and share a room. And we have the commons if you are coming in with a family. It does not have to stop you from going to college. So once again, accessibility. We have free tutoring in every class, over 40 organizations on our campus. And if we don't have what you're looking for, you can start it. We have a vibrant Greek life that you can join starting your sophomore year. And we are also home to the Melvin B. Tolson Black Heritage Center, where we have the largest collection of African and African-American literature and artifacts in the state of Oklahoma. We also have elite internships. So I like to mention this. We're third in Oklahoma out of all public universities in grant funding. And that's a huge deal because that means with only 1,750 undergraduate students, we get more grant money than schools that are almost 10 times our size. We also have elite internships. So when you hear about the lung cancer research we're doing, the breast cancer research, the prostate cancer, we're working on the Mars landing with NASA. So when the human lands on Mars, our students are going to be able to say, I played a role in that. And all of these opportunities you can potentially get, ask yourself, would you rather compete with 15 people in your major or up to 500? We have elite internships and they're accessible. We have 6 schools of study. Our School of Physical Therapy is our only doctoral program on campus, and we have a 100% job placement rate, a 100% graduation rate, and a 100% passage rate on the NAPTA exam for the past 3 years. One of our graduates, Charles Loftus, was highlighted during the NBA All-Star game. He's now working with the Portland Trailblazers and doing huge things out there. Our nursing program, you hear a lot about rankings. Yes, we're the #1 ranked HBCU for nursing out of about 40 programs, but more importantly, we're accessible. A lot of states, it is difficult to get into nursing school because it's so impacted. We have 3 different nursing campuses just waiting for you to keep your grades up, use that free tutoring, get into the school, and get out and make money. Our School of Agriculture is incredible, especially the small ruminant animal research. Did you know we're home to the Iquique de la Garza Goat Research Institute, where we are #1 internationally in goat research? You're like, well, I don't really care about goats. Why are you bringing this up? If you want to be an animal science major, they fund our animal science lab. We have one of the best undergraduate animal science labs in the nation, especially for a small historically Black college 40 miles north of downtown Oklahoma City. Here's a list of our majors. I won't go through all of them. A few highlights. We have the highest paid one at the undergrad. Did you know there's an intern? To help you with the job search. We also partnered with Google recently to upgrade our technology. We have a few other unique majors such as public health, where we have a focus on minority health and health disparities. And in biology, we do have a partnership where we send students to Harvard Medical School every year, along with multiple other big name schools like Yale and Stanford. Athletics-wise, if you've never been to a historically Black college home game, you're missing out. We're a small NAIA school, but the home side is packed out, and we grew our band from 45 members to 210, and we 100 in the fall. So imagine a full home side with a hyped-up band and cheerleaders. It's an experience you can't beat. And our football teams won our conference 3 out of the last 4 years. And we just had a young lady sign with the Minnesota Lynx in the WNBA. So we're excited about that. This is why a lot of people choose Langston. Stop and look at this. You can attend Langston out of state for less than $25,000. But if you have a 3.0, or if you march in the band, for tuition, fees, room and board, and books, your entire cost of attendance, you can pay $17,195 before your FAFSA. Or if you share a room, once we get past COVID, you can attend Langston for less than $15,000 a year. And just to keep on that accessibility factor, we have one of the most accessible full ride scholarships in the entire nation. The McCabe Scholarship, with a 3.5 GPA and an 1100 SAT, could pay for your entire college. Beat that. Then with the 3.3 GPA, we do have a room and board scholarship. We waive out of state fees at a 3.0, and we have smaller scholarships that are 2.5. Our application is always free. A 2.4 will help you gain admission to the university. And lastly, just remember, we are the closest historically Black college to the Rocky Mountain region, one of the few in driving distance. We are open to both on-campus physical tours and virtual tours. So you can go to calendly.com/Langston University for that. I want to thank you for your time, and I'll yield the rest to the next wonderful school. Take care.
Thank you so much, Kyle, for presenting on Langston tonight. All right, we're on to our sixth school of the evening. We're heading to Syracuse University.
Hi, thanks, Jennifer. And thank you all for taking the time out this evening to learn more about Syracuse University. My name is Jessica Calhoun. I am the Assistant Director here at Syracuse University. Really excited to talk to you tonight a little bit about our campus and about the opportunities here at Syracuse. So life on campus is looking a little bit different these days. We have our students having masks. Our mascot there, his name is Otto. He's wearing a mask as well. The top left picture, this is one of my favorite pictures that's recently taken. That is Professor Jeff Rubin in our iSchool, and he is actually teaching one of the first classes in our dome, which houses about 60,000 people, and we're using the brand new scoreboard to project his class notes on, so really exciting there. The top right, that is one of our Air Force ROTC cadets in the new Hall of Honor in our National Veterans Resource Center. So again, campus looks a little bit different, but our students are here. We are in person, we're offering tours. So even though COVID is going on, our students are getting vaccinated. We're working really well with our public health officials to make sure that our students are able to have an on-campus experience. So a little bit about academics here at Syracuse. We are an R1 research institution. That is the Carnegie classification of institutions. So across our 10 different schools and colleges, students are able to really do research in every school and college. You can see all of those schools and colleges there. They are comprised of our 200 majors and 100 minors. Really great opportunity for students to take classes in a variety of different areas. As you can see, there's a lot of great opportunities. If you're not sure exactly what you want to major in, you're allowed to go undecided into a variety of our programs. And that way you might know you want to be in engineering, but you don't know necessarily which discipline within within engineering, you have that opportunity to figure that out, and you have really great academic and career advisors who are there to really all throughout your time at Syracuse to make sure you're on path to a great job, great employment. One of the things that I love about Syracuse and I advocate for all students is study abroad. Syracuse is one of the top ranked study abroad institutions in the country, with more than 50% of our students studying abroad at some point during their academic career. This could be a semester length program, a short-term program, a summer program. We really want you to get out and have that abroad experience. We also have a first semester study abroad called the Discovery Program. So if you've ever wanted to spend your very first semester in college overseas, you can apply to be part of the Discovery Program. And that's a great program for anybody who just is ready to start college and start it in another country. A lot of fun. A little bit about life on campus. This picture of our one of our football players, Ernie Davis, actually was taken today. So it was a very Syracuse day. It snowed this morning, and by tomorrow it will be 60 degrees outside. So that is very indicative of a day in life in Syracuse. As far as our students go, we have 15,000 undergraduate students and about 6,000 graduate students. Our students come from all 50 states and more than 170 different countries. We have a wide variety of student organizations, everything from philanthropic to volunteer to extracurriculars in intramural sports, music, dance, theater, any professional organizations. Really, if there's anything you want to do in terms of a club or organization, there is something here at Syracuse. And you can see one of our most popular clubs is Otto's Army. That is a picture inside our dome facility, one of the biggest domed stadiums in the country. And it is a loud house. It is a lot of fun to go see our Division I men's and women's football, men's and women's lacrosse, and men's and women's basketball. So again, a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun at Syracuse. We are orange. That is, our mascot is an orange. We love the color orange. So a lot of fun on campus. And a little bit about the dining options. We have really a wide variety of dining facilities, 18 different facilities. So if you have any concerns with food allergies or dietary restrictions, we have a lot of different options for you. And they keep adding new ones. There's a Five Guys really close to campus now. Really excited about that. Some new changes to our campus. The Barnes Center at the Arch is our brand new health and wellness facility. My favorite room at the Barnes is the pet therapy room. You can see one of our therapy dogs there. Usually I go in there with the full intention of working out and then get very sidetracked by the adorable dogs in the pet therapy room, but a great way to stay mentally and physically healthy while you're a student on campus. And then a little bit about the application process. Syracuse University is a common application school. We offer early decision and regular decision. When you apply for admission, you are applying into one of our 10 different schools and colleges. We are test optional for the fall of 2022. Going farther after that, we haven't made any decisions, but we're going to be taking the temperature of how testing is going across the country to make sure everyone has access to testing before we go back to any mandatory requirements. For our college, or for our high school seniors, we do offer personal interviews. So a great way to personalize your application, meet with one of our alumni, one of our senior interns, or one of our admissions staff, and really have that in-depth conversation. And lastly, I want to provide you with my contact information. My name is Jessica Calhoun. That is my email address there. I will also drop it in the chat. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out at any time, and go Orange.
Thank you so much, Jessica, for presenting on Syracuse. I want to do a live Q&A question with all of our representatives so that our attendees have a chance to check the chat and get that contact info to make sure all of our representatives have also been able to share the information that they want to share in the chat. And then last couple minutes for each of our attendees to think about if they have any questions that they do want to put in the Q&A, anything they want to follow up with any of our amazing representatives here tonight. So as you can see, everyone has come back on camera, and we are going to start with the first question tonight. Is going to be, I'd love to hear from each of you about a favorite event, program, tradition. It can be student life, career, academic, just something that kind of gives us a little extra insight into that student experience and the unique and awesome cultures you each have on your campuses. We're going to go in the exact same order that we presented. So we're going to start with Sewanee and work our way through 1 through 6. When the representative ahead of you finishes, just feel free to turn on your microphone and answer the question. I won't call on everyone in between. So thanks, Shiro, for starting us off.
Awesome. Yeah. So I would say definitely my favorite tradition at Sewanee is the gown. So if you've looked at our website and you've seen some of our publications, you would see maybe students walking around with these long black gowns around campus. And that's actually a sign of our honors society here on campus and a sign of academic distinction. So once a student reaches a certain GPA and they've maintained that GPA for 2 consecutive semesters, they're quote unquote gowned. And so at that point in their career, they can wear their gown whenever they want. Most traditionally, students will wear them if they're given like a tour, if they have a big exam coming up, or if they're giving a presentation in class just to kind of like psych themselves up. But it also comes with privileges as well. So you get priority class registration, priority res hall selection, and things like that. When I was a student, I was a huge Harry Potter nerd. So it was really cool to wear this really long floor length gown, and it's normal because once you graduate, there's not too many places you can do that. So that was a really big moment for me. But there's a lot of traditions like that. Sewanee is an old institution. We were founded right about 1857, but that's definitely my favorite one.
Awesome. Who doesn't love Harry Potter? So at University of Louisville, there's lots going on, of course, but my favorite is the event that students put together. So it is a dance marathon that students put together. They dance, they have a good time, but they also raise hundreds of thousands of dollars for pediatric cancer research. So they're having a good time, but they're also doing something really good for the community. So yeah.
There we go. So I would say that my favorite tradition at Clemson would most definitely be Solid Orange Fridays. Granted, we wear solid bright orange on Fridays, and it just shows the genuine love that the students really have for Clemson. And it's not just students, it's faculty, it's staff, it's people who didn't even go to Clemson. I live 30 minutes outside of Clemson, and you see people who didn't even go or have family that went there that just show their genuine pride, and it really does highlight the Clemson family. I can't tell you how many stories I've heard from students alone where they're in an airport in Germany and they have solid orange on and someone's yelling "Go Tigers" across the airport in the middle of Germany airport, that kind of thing. But that's my favorite tradition just because, again, it really does highlight that genuine Clemson family aspect that we have on campus.
The University of Richmond, one of my favorite traditions that I get to share with the students, our students have an opportunity to write themselves a letter. When they start their journey at the University of Richmond, they write down their hopes, their wishes for their experience across their 4 years. And then at the end of the senior year, they have the opportunity to open those letters to themselves and really just have a great moment of reflection on how far they've come and they've exceeded their own expectations in many ways. So very emotional day on our campus for all of our students to get to open those letters in celebration of their journey.
At Langston, I definitely have to say homecoming. It's like any historically Black college you go, homecoming is a week-long, basically holiday. So they bring in big name recording artists that the students choose, SGA in particular. They bring in a big name comedian. They bring in a big gospel artist. Everything goes on the whole week. Band comes in, and we have alumni come from both coasts, from Seattle to New Jersey, to come in and pour into our students' lives. And they really help our first generation students. Langston's about 72% first gen, and they pour into them. So I love to see homecoming and the interaction between alumni and the students.
So at Syracuse, we are orange. Our mascot is an orange, and we love any type of cheesy dad joke that is related, or any type of pun related to oranges. So our TV station is Citrus TV. Our newspaper is the Daily Orange. We have a cappella groups called Main Squeeze, the Mandarins, and Orange Appeal. And so we love cheesy dad jokes related to orange, and we love when our students come up with even better ones than we've already had. So that is something that I love about just that humor, that kind of corny humor that we have on campus.
I love this question so much because every answer just makes me so excited to just get that little extra peek into the student experience and what's valuable, whether it's a tradition or something fun, events, or just a quirky campus, like the puns of Syracuse. So I love it. Also, I'm not sure I've ever had a presentation with 3 schools with orange in their colors here. So I feel like that is so unique about tonight too. And anytime you can squeeze in that Harry Potter reference, of course, I'm with V. I agree with Shiro. That sounds awesome. So I love it, whether it's sentimental or exciting. I hope that for anyone watching that this makes you more curious, where you think, I would love to participate in that event and be a part of it, or that sounds like my sense of humor and something that I, really take pride in as well, because all of this tonight is just a sneak peek. In the 6 minutes, it's gone by so fast. So I hope that you are all inspired, whether you watched it live or on recording, to reach out to these admission counselors and their colleagues, to ask questions, to learn more, and to make those experiences and those questions even more personal to what you're looking for in a college or university for your next step. To all of our representatives, thank you for sharing not just those facts and figures, those logistical details about how to apply and when to apply, but your obvious passion and excitement that you have for student opportunities in and out of the classroom. You're true professionals, and you brought so much great energy tonight. All right, so for the logistics of wrapping up this evening, as you all close your windows tonight, there will be a quick 4-question survey. I promise it's 4 questions. They're very short. Thank you so much for taking the time to answer those. We appreciate that feedback you can provide us. Also, again, this is one of many sessions that are being provided for students in the Rocky Mountain ACA programming. So we hope that you have already attended some and will be signing up for more. In about a week's time, you'll be able to find this session's recordings as well as all of the other session recordings at that same website where you register, strivescan.com/RMACAC. So thanks again. The college search process, yes, it can be overwhelming, but it's a really fun adventure ahead for all of you, and best wishes. Have a great night, everyone.